All right, we're back live again on Facebook and YouTube. Hopefully it sticks around this time. And let's keep this going. So we're gonna push through. And let's see, so this is the pinky finger. You alright, Kat?
Yeah, I was just discouraged by kind of expected it, but still I was more hopeful. It is what it is. I start looking for another place to write.
Is that slam because of that? Cat? Cat? What? Did you slam because of that or what? Was that door slam in protest?
What?
Was that a
door slam in protest?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just what it does.
Okay, no, just wondering. I was gauging how upset you were.
No.
I'm just gauging your level of upset, you know? All right, and here we are. We are sketching going on in here. Let's sketch this bit in. And here we go. And then come across like so. You're back. That's fast. And here we go. So, not gonna. All right. So we got Did You Later? It's back, and Isaac. Is it a cucumber? It looks like one, but no, not yet. Jessica Gammon. All right, Jessica, welcome. What's going on? How are you doing today? Got Jessica on the line. Jessica, where you're from and what's your question? Pretend this is a radio show. What would you like to say to the world besides hey? What word of advice would you have? Would you tell people if your great future ancestors came back and looked at your messages? What would you want them to know? And Isaac, welcome. You're hyped. You can't leave. All right, that's cool. Good to know. I'm glad I could help you be hyped up. Now, I was watching this interesting, I heard about this interesting documentary. It's called Dancing for the Devil. And I didn't watch it, but it's on Netflix, and it's about like this TikTok house, this house for like TikTok influencers. And how they like were like pulled away from their family. It's pretty crazy. But it's an interesting, it was an interesting concept. I didn't get to watch it, but I was like, oh, you know, that makes a lot of sense that that there's management companies that literally hire and bring in their influencers and keep them around. And then I got new ideas of brewing, so. Yeah, new Rob Ross. Teacher, what's up? Goat Soup Official. My favorite name. Greatest of all time, Soup Official. Is SOUP stand for something? So, your teacher. What am I teaching you, Goat? What do I teach in your mind? What do you feel that I am a teacher of? And I ask so that I can provide more of the teaching in a positive, helpful way. I'm like an art teacher, you learn so much. You know, I usually say, like, people have asked me before, am I a teacher? And I say, no, I don't teach. Because I'd be a pretty bad teacher, I think. Because I don't like, you know, trying to explain how to do things. And, you know, that's maybe one of my toxic qualities. Which, you know, sometimes I try to work on, I guess. But I don't really like to explain how to, like, do things as a teacher. You know, I mean, I don't mind, like, explaining to an adult, like, oh, this is what you do and this is what you do, but I definitely make a better coach. You know, somebody who's more like, you know, I help you figure out what you want to do and then help you get to where you want to go. And the reason why I even bring any of that up, you invited your group chat to the stream. Isaac, you are amazing. My goodness. Let's get an eye. We're going to put an eye. You might have to put a tattoo. Might have to put a tattoo that says Isaac on this arm, or just an eye to symbolize Isaac. For the thank you for inviting all of your friends to this. I try to personalize a lot of mine with some of my top viewers. But am I a dog person? Yes, I love dogs, but we've got 2 cats, which are just as good. I've come to really love and appreciate cats. I used to definitely be totally a dog person, but you know what? Sometimes, you know, I can appreciate a cat that doesn't like me back. You know, it's like so my girlfriend rescued a cat, and this cat loves her, and we've lived together, and, you know, sometimes if I give her lots and lots and lots of treats for, like, weeks at a time, she'll eventually, like, warm up to me, but but most of the time she kind of just tolerates that I'm here. And you know what? I can appreciate that, because I think that's what, you know, people are really like, is sometimes, you know, you live with people and you just kind of, like, tolerate them, like, you know, and I've never had siblings. I've had one person I was close as a sibling, who's a cousin, but I never had, like, real siblings. And I find it interesting that, you know, you could live with a sibling and, like, you know, it's basically like a life of tolerance if you don't get along with them at a young age, right? I mean, that's what I hear is the experience. Now, I don't know for sure, because I've never had, I grew up an only child, but, you know, I do have some insight into this, some potentially real insight, so there you have it. Who here has a sibling that annoys them or used to annoy them? Yeah, you're a cat person? Awesome. Digital later, you are a cat person. That's, how fantastic is that? You like cats, eh? Yeah, cats are great animals. And they're not, you know, I do miss, like, a good, like, goofy dog vying for your attention once in a while, but, you know, sometimes you don't want that. Sometimes you just want, like, a cat that, you know, they're around, you pet it when you want to, but they're kind of just there to use you for food, you know? Because you don't know, because you can't do no. Goat Soup, you like my profile pic? Thanks. Yeah, I recently did a sketch, and that's what we did. So for whatever reason, this is the hand that I've had the most difficulty with. I've had the most difficulty with this hand, and I need to fix this. This needs to be brought down a little bit. My issue is that I'm trying to make fingers look a certain way. All right. So you have a sibling that pest yours. The fingers look good. Thank you. They'll look better. The goal is to make them look even better. But for now, the basic sketch. So Good Soup, you found your way around, and you know, I'm so glad that you have come back to check this out. So, you know what I really love about live streaming is that everybody that jumps in is like, you know, when I grew up, you could never watch like a TV show and be like a part of it. I mean, you could call in and you know, to random channels or radio stations, but it wasn't easy for everybody to just like be like, hey, you know, let me hop on this live stream and share whatever message it is I want with the world. So Nate is here, and his message was to spread love and peace, which, what a positive message, right? Can't go wrong with spreading love and peace. Can't go wrong with that. So, anyway, yes, that's a wonderful message. What about you, Goat? If you were to have some great grandchildren look back on this live stream and they could listen to Uncle Goat or great grandpa Goat share a message, what would yours be? What would your premonition, your wisdom, your experience give the people? So here we are, we're working. Be kind to anyone you meet, even the ones that hurt you. Really? You think love your enemy? That's quite a message.
That's what Jesus said.
That's what Jesus said? Love your enemy? Jesus said love your enemies. Okay. That is definitely a powerful message to quote Jesus. So you would quote Jesus, is basically what you're saying. Oh, I get what this is now. This is somebody like putting a thing on their shoulder. All right, very cool. Well, hey, Goat, what would you say? I mean, you know, without quoting Jesus, what would be something from your personal life experience that you would share? And, you know, take a moment to think about this. You might have to make it up. It might be a little bit of a challenge. You know, not everyone has like a wisdom to give to the world. Not everyone is as wise as Jesus, you know? So, you know, what's something fun you would share? For me, it would be make art. I actually wrote this book as a title, so I'm using something I already knew, but don't be selfish, share your art with the world. That would be my quote. Don't be selfish, share your art with the world. And I actually wrote that as a book, so. And here we go. So we're gonna bring this down right here. Now this thing actually makes sense to me. I thought this was like an elbow that was like on top of a rock or something. You gotta go put chickens up, Isaac. I didn't know you had chickens. Tell us about these chickens of yours. So goat soup. You know what I love about doing this live stream thing is when I'm painting, it distracts me. And sometimes it's nice to just be totally distracted and have your mind taken off. I mean, you know, some parts of a painting you really want to be able to have your focus, but then there's other parts that are like, you know, like monotonous, or not monotonous, but like they could use with a little distraction to pull your mind off of it. And where I think the beauty in that comes from, or adds to a painting, the beauty of being distracted while painting is, you know, at the same time, your distractedness can influence the painting in a unique way that is totally unseen, in a unique way that you might not have come up with. You know, as one of my viewers had said at one point, there's no such things as accidents, only new directions. So that's beautiful. Be happy and helpful and shine as bright as you can. Wow. That's a great one. Shine as bright as you can. I like that. Shine as bright as you can. It's a positive message to share with the world. And how do we get everybody to hear this, huh? Everybody, Goat Soup Official says, be happy and helpful and shine as bright as you can. There we go. That's how everybody can hear it. I never forget, I was streaming on YouTube, and this random person came into my live, and all they wrote was, "What's up, King?" And then I tried to chat with them, and then it turns out that they were already gone. And I just found that really interesting, because in my head I'm going, you know what, that actually feels kind of good. Someone just comes in your live stream, they call you king, and then they leave. I mean, it's weird, maybe, to like, in a way it's kind of weird, but in another way it's also kind of nice, because, like, you know, I think everybody would like to be called king randomly. It's kind of a cool thing. So King Nate, what's up? Nate the King. Nate the King. Goat Soup the King. Isaac the King. King Isaac. I think there was a King Isaac. I don't know what, like, I wouldn't be able to name like a bad king. I'm sure there were, but like I don't really know like my ancient history to know like what kings were like bad rulers or like evil rulers. So right now, spending some extra time on the shadow. I can already see that this thumb is going to be in shadow. So we're going to paint this across. And what's cool is you can already start to see this arm start to form itself by the way you start to add in these shadows. I really like that part of, I enjoy that part of painting a lot. Is this just the development of these little shadow areas. I mean, I like every part of painting. Even the parts I occasionally say I don't like, but King, yeah, there we go. Just boosting me up instead of tearing me down. You know, you dig it. Awesome. Was Vlad the Impaler? I don't know if he was a king though, was he? I think Vlad the Impaler was like an emperor, or like, I mean, an emperor is the same thing as a king basically, right? Like, without getting too technical, but was he a king, or I feel like he's like a military general or something? I don't know if he was actually like a king or whatever. Vlad the Impaler. Yeah, what a character in history, right? A historical character. He was a count. All right, so King Master Lord says he was a count. What's going on, King Master Lord? Haven't seen you in a bit. What have you been up to? What wild and crazy stories do you have to share with us, if any? All right, so we've got this, and we're gonna go with a. Let's go with a lighter shade of this. Let's bring in our green, our yellow green. We already got this yellow green, so let's do that. We're gonna bring in our lighter yellow green. You don't know the history of vacation to Dollywood with what is Dollywood? Oh, Dollywood. Dollywood. You went out to Dollywood? All right, good old Dolly Parton, huh? You're a Dolly Parton fan? What a great place. I've never even seen photos of Dollywood, but I'm actually quite curious to hear what that adventure is like. Adventures in Dollywood. All right, so Isaac is back. What's up, King? Welcome back, King. Good to see you. That's gonna be a thing. Whoever that one day just came in my room and said, and just called me King and left. I'm taking that and turning it into something bigger. Or rather than trying to turn it into something bigger, I'm just gonna spread that idea. Spread the idea of just calling people king and queen. We don't have any queens in here, do we? I'm just looking at names and assuming king is the appropriate way to address, but I understand that, you know, some people, there may be some queens, but no one's speaking up. No one has a queenly name. So I think it's safe to assume. Am I streaming tomorrow? Hey, Isaac, I might, if I will stream tomorrow. I'm probably going to stream early, actually. So I got to take my car into the shop, and you know, the car repair people always take so darn long. So tomorrow I will be streaming, but it's going to be early, like in the morning. And this brush I'm finding is going to be too small for this job. I'm going to need a bigger brush. For this specific job, I need a bigger brush. So what makes you ask, Isaac? What's going on? You have to do a 7:30 swim, like 7:30 p.m. or 7:30 a.m.? So I'm going to switch up this brush, actually. So you're situated in a beautiful mountain valley. They got ski lifts and observation. They're skiing still right now? I don't even know where Alexa, where's Dollywood located?
Dollywood is in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee.
Tennessee. All right. Good old Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. I've heard many good things about Tennessee lately. Many good things about Tennessee. And let's see, anybody from Tennessee besides our king here? You know, King, you were the last person I expected to have 4 kids, honestly. So I'm trying to find a good spreader brush. I need a good spreader brush, a brush that'll spread paint nicely. So we're gonna go with this. And Nate, you got a busy week ahead? I'm guessing that you finished work today and now you're just coming out here to chill out. So Goat Soup, where you oh no, look what I did. I got the wrong shade of green on the brush. Hi. All right, what do I do with this? I'm gonna use this as a blender color. I don't like to just waste the color on the brush. I'll use it. But I wasn't ready for this darker shade of green yet because I wanted to just focus on the light green. But it looks like we're gonna have to adapt and make it happen. So some people might call this a lack of discipline in my art skill, but that's fine. I'll make it work. Call it lack of discipline, call it whatever. We're going new directions. That's what we're doing. So, can I do an avocado tomorrow? I probably won't do an avocado tomorrow. Ski lifts to the platforms. That's cool. That's probably pretty amazing to see the views from Dollywood. I'll have to check that out someday. At least see pictures. I don't really think I'll ever drive to Tennessee just to see Dolly World. But I do think it would be at least worth looking at pictures of Dolly World. Like I still have, like I went to Tennessee one time and I wanted to go into the, of course I wanted to go into Elvis's famous place, but I didn't get to see that. So it's kind of disappointing. They were closed. That one day that I was in Tennessee, that I happened to be in Tennessee, they were closed. So that was no fun. But I do think that Tennessee is a cool city. So 4 kids, gotta ensure the dynasty. Yeah, you are a king, my friend. You really are a king. Or you will be a king. I had spoken to this one streamer, and they told me that they lived in a small town in somewhere. I don't remember what city. And they said that between her 11 children, her 11 children have about 20-something kids between all of them. And I said, you know, within a few generations, you know, her kids are going to take over that entire, her family's going to take over that city. Yes, 11 children. Tennessee has beaches? No. Tennessee doesn't have a beach, does it? Is it a coastal city? It doesn't have a beach. And her, I think she said the population of her town was only something like 6,000. So Goat Soup, you haven't. I think you were. I was asking you what kind of art you like. What do you enjoy? What can I tell you about this, about what I'm doing that would be helpful to you? And I think I have an answer right now. I can talk about what I'm doing right now, which is I'm working on building in values. So what I'm doing right here is I'm doing different and lighter shades of green. I'm just doing different shades of green to create the different parts of the arm. So that's what I'm doing right here. And of course with oil paint you have the benefit of having a lot of like spreadability. You love all art. I have met people lately that, like, I ask them, hey, do you like art museums? And they're like, not really. I find that really fascinating. Like, how can you not like art? How can you, like, not enjoy seeing art? That just blows my mind. Right? Does it blow anybody else's mind? Like, how can... Yes, I do sell art. One of my clients is on TikTok. Clients, Nate. That's you. Hello, welcome. One of my supporting patrons. The many reasons why I do this. I mean, obviously there's the self-expression element, but you know, the thing is, it's a beautiful thing. A random customer or a person to support you at just the right time does wonders to keep you going and keep you motivated. And obviously it would be nice if, you know, everybody could just get famous overnight and, you know, make it overnight. We could all just get super successful. But there's definitely been moments when I've met clients, you know, people that are like, oh yeah, I'd love to hire you for this. That, you know, if they hadn't have helped support me at that moment, Javon J, welcome. If they hadn't had, you know, said something, I think my art may have taken a totally new direction. You know, every bit of praise, every bit of insult, every bit of every comment, I think, definitely influences my art in some way. Even if I, you know, don't want it to. Like, you know, if someone says something goofy on social media, you know, I'm not necessarily gonna change change the way I paint just because of that. But, you know, I can't deny that it might have some influence on my psyche in some way. It might even make me want to do the style even more. So, do I sell art? Art, yes. Art is being sold on my Redbubble page and my eBay. So, my Redbubble page is Huzzah Creative, HUZZA creative.redbubble.com. So, you think it's a brain structure thing to not like art? You got a lobe misfiring or something. I guess so. I don't know. Like, it's hard to, like, it's stuff, even if you don't, care about, like, the idea of art or whatever, like, I feel like just looking at it, like, you watch movies, right? Like, people like to watch movies. Like, art is just a still picture, an interesting still picture. Like, people look at photos on Instagram all the time. How can you look at a photo on Instagram but not like art, you know? I think that's what we're getting at here. Gotta tighten up this. All right, so here we go. I've got the base of this arm here, and right now I'm gonna go start pushing these colors. I've really changed the way I paint. So before, I used to before I started playing with oil pastels, this way that I paint right now is a little bit more delicate than I used to paint. I used to be a lot rougher with this style of paint. I would just like take a brush and just go into this like effortlessly. But now I find pleasure in, you know, slowly pushing these colors and letting them really expand onto the canvas and just brushing them gently into the canvas. I find a lot of pleasure in that now. Whereas I think prior to working with oil pastels, it's not that I didn't enjoy it, but I just didn't think of it in the same way that I do now. And I actually enjoy this part of just spreading the paint slowly. The muscle shading is dope. Thank you. Yeah. All right, so you got to take out the trash. Goat Soup Official is taking out the trash, everybody. global announcement. Whenever I stream, I like to imagine that like the whole world will probably one day see this video. So I'll make announcements like that. Announcement to the entire world: the Goat Soup official is taking out the trash. King Masterlord is raising an empire, starting with four wonderful children. Isaac, welcome back. World, Isaac is back. King Isaac has returned from his home realm. What realm do you hail from, Isaac? What realm does King Isaac rule over or reside? The realm of North America, or the realm of West Africa, or the realm of Central. Your dog got stuck in a laundry basket. See, that's one good thing about dogs, is they do really goofy stuff like that just gives you stories. But at the same time, you know, yeah, it's cute. It's adorable. It's the best. Having a dog that gets stuck in laundry baskets. Isn't it a wonderful, wonderful thing? Isaac rules America. Huh. Well, it's interesting to see that King Masterlord is creating a family that will one day possibly create transform your fealty. I don't actually know what Alexa, what does fealty mean?
Fealty is a noun meaning fidelity to a lord or master. It can also be used as a verb, meaning to give fealty. The word is derived from the Old French word fiel, meaning faith or loyalty. Fealty is typically used to refer to the oath of allegiance or the relationship between a feudal lord and his vassal. Just so you know, you can also ask me questions in your car. Would you like an email with more information?
Dogs don't make good decisions. That's hilarious. King Masterlord is... King Masterlord, I gotta know, do your kids understand your jokes? Like, do your kids understand your humor yet, or are they too young to get a kick out of the random one-off things you say? Oh, I gotta verify that I'm still here for TikTok. TikTok! Can TikTok not hear me talking and like see my hands moving as I'm painting this? I'm literally right here, TikTok. Jeez. Who is... Someone on TikTok's like always reporting me for something. Okay, Tay. Welcome, Tay. What's going on? You were here the other day, you said hello and then you left, but I'm very glad that you did so. So here we go. We're going into this, and we're really throwing in adding in some of the shadows with this shade here. And let's go create some roundness on this hand. 12, 13, do the younger pair. You do silly. You get silly. That makes sense. Outrageous, silly humor. That's cool. All right. Good old funny dads. So would you call your humor dad humor? Like if you were a comedian and you did like a stand-up set, you know, would you identify your humor as dad humor, or would you come up with something else that's still clever? Sometimes these shapes that I'm creating look better on camera than they do in person. But let's fill this with color here. Tell the owner of the hand has a hard life. How sad. Huh. How can you tell? How can you tell this hand? What makes you say that the hand on this owner has a sad life? I'm kind of curious of how you came to that story with this hand. I want to soften the shadow right here. There's a vulnerability to this hand. Okay, I can see that. That's an interesting take. It's green. You got a message for TikTok viewers. So King says on purpose is you can do other things, but dad jokes are what's needed. All right, that's cool. You have specific jokes as a father. That's awesome. So Isaac says you got a message for TikTok viewers. What's your message, Goat, for the TikTok viewers? You'll have to explain that to me. What does that mean, Isaac? Like, why would I say that to my TikTok viewers? By the way, somebody had me say something very inappropriate the other day by playing one of those like those like they gave me a name of a person. They're like, hey, can you give a shout out to my friend Salt Shaker? You know, and pretend Salt Shaker is like a very, very not a word I would want to say. And I said it because I didn't realize I didn't catch on until it was way too late. So, you know, I don't like to say things anymore if I don't know what they mean. It's brain rot. Alexa, what does what the sigma mean?
Sigma is a Greek letter that is used to represent several different meanings. It is often used in mathematics, science, and statistics to denote the sum of a series of values.
Okay, that doesn't sound so bad. So TikTok Goat Soup wants to say, what does sigma? What does sigma? I guess that's not so bad, right? Yeah, exactly. ICUP, right. That type of thing. ICUP, what? Brain rot. What does sigma do? Oh. Alright, well. Well, I don't think any of my TikTok viewers right now are 9 years old. I think my TikTok viewers right now are working adults. So, I don't know if he'll get it. I guess, I don't know, Nate just put some kids to bed. So if they're sleeping at this hour, they're probably under the age of 9. Oh. Huh. Well, I do find it interesting that my TikTok viewers are typically older than my YouTube viewers. I find that weird. Like, why do I get older viewers on TikTok than I do YouTube? Like, I would think that the younger viewers would be on TikTok. Wouldn't that make sense, people? Like, I feel like art would not be able to, like, art would not capture my attention. You know, like, if I was 12 years old, other than Bob Ross, I guess, I don't know. Actually, scratch that. Because I would watch Bob Ross for a long time. But I feel like if I was, like, just going on TikTok and, like, flipping through live streamers when I was 9 years old, like, I wouldn't... art would not be the first thing that I would chill on YouTube. I'd probably... I mean, I think that makes you very mature for your age, Isaac, that, you actually enjoy spending time looking at art. Unless maybe your parents blocked everything else. But yeah, I was not a mature artist for very many years. So TikTok is used by older people? I didn't know that. Okay. Twitch. I mean, Goat. I'm still fairly new to Twitch. So, I don't know. I mean, I'm glad you found this art TikTok. Yeah, it does. Sigma is not alpha or beta and rejects that hierarchy entirely, opting instead to focus on self-betterment for the sake of others. Okay. Your peers chase trends. Yeah, well, I'm 34. So, we're pretty close in age. And here we go. I'm definitely making a very softened arm. Your mom's a teacher. So, Goat, Twitch-wise, out of curiosity, what do you think, based on what you've seen other people stream, what do you think is keeping me from growing more on Twitch? Because I would say I'm pretty interactive, right? You've had a good time interacting with me on Twitch. I wonder if Twitch knows that I live stream on YouTube too. So they kind of like, oh wait, never mind. They kind of pull me back. Because I had a moment there when I thought that this was also, this back part was supposed to be something else, but it's supposed to be the same arm. So we're going to paint it. But I thought originally I was going to paint it a different color because I was like, oh, it's a rock, but it's actually an arm. Yesterday I thought that it was a rock that this hen was sitting on. So I painted it totally different. Alright, so we're reaching a point where this brush may no longer continue to do it for me. So let's use this just to tighten up some of these edges here. To create this separation, the shadow separation. The green looks nice. Megami Saiku, welcome. What's going on? It's a good thing. To look for the good things in life. That's a good thing. So people like to follow the trends. Is that my most mature? King, this sounds like a confession, man. Are you confessing? I guess, you know, every guy between 12 and the age of like 12 and, I don't know, 25 becomes a D-bag in some way. It's kind of hard not to be, you know, like there's so much going on in the life of a young man. There's so much going on. It's 4:48 a.m. Megami, are you here so that I can bore you? Is that what brings you in? Just kidding. I know this isn't boring. Oh my god. This area is not supposed to be green. But I made it green on accident, so I'm gonna have to deal with my problem here in some way. I'll figure out a way. But it's 8:48 p.m. here. That's cool. Alright. Is it day? Yes, it's still day. It's 6:50 p.m. in California. Yeah, Megami is you call yourself a loyal follower. Wow. You don't have to be a loyal follower, Megami. You could just come in here for the enjoyment of everything. That's all I ask for. Wait for it to dry and then paint over. I could wait for it to dry, but I like to paint in one sitting. I don't like to, you know, I'll be ready to move on to the next arm soon enough. But that is an option, yes. Yeah, Goat, where you following along from? Where you at? What city? So let's take a nice brush again. We're gonna take this nice brush and we're gonna go into our body here. Let's get close to the fingers. I'm gonna bring this closer. And here we go. The Bahamas. Happy little mistake here. Yes, you did introduce me to some music. So Megami, what's stopping you from drawing something? If you can't paint, you can draw. The other day I was up at like 2 a.m. in the morning and I couldn't sleep. So I got up, sat on my couch and just drew in the dark. Or just sitting in the dark drawing. And I did that for like 30 minutes. I didn't go to sleep after that either, but it definitely started to put me into sleep mode, which is all I really needed. Economy. You don't have a pen, Megami? You don't have a pencil in your home? Yeah, King Master's got the idea. You know, if you can't, you have lots of pencils. Well, there you go. That's all you need. Okay, and this one is going to come right down into here. And here we have it. Let's go like this, like this. And we're going to go around, come into here, make this shadow a little bit less bright. And there we go. So we left a little bit. What would I say the hand is doing? The hand is actually gripping. So the hand is like on the shoulder, gripping a piece of like a tissue, but I haven't put the tissue in yet. So economies, ODST, welcome. So Megami's got a lot of pencils. You want to have fun with colors. Megami, you could take the fruits that are in your refrigerator and smash them for colors. ODST guy, America's economy is really bad, but I'm just hoping it will get better. Not in Tennessee, you mean right now. Find different colored dirt and plant juice. Yeah, there you go. Do I watch One Piece? No, I've never watched One Piece. What would I say the hand is doing? Yeah, so that's what the hand is doing. Yeah, I know the hand is upside down, so I like to draw things. So sometimes I do this as an exercise. Is I'll take something that needs to be drawn, and I'll draw it at an unusual angle. And what that does is that trains you. It's like an exercise that trains you to see. So it helps you. If you draw something at a weird angle that you're not used to, like if you draw somebody who's upside down, you can test your drawing ability, because when you turn it back right upside, it's gonna look like correct. But what happens is most people who draw, when they turn it back upside, is that it won't look right, because what they did was they started drawing what they assume the thing should look like, as opposed to what it actually looks like. So this is actually a practice of drawing things in different angles, and that helps you to, rather than like assuming what you think something should look like, you basically draw it as you see it. 3D reckoning. What is 3D reckoning? I don't know what that is. What I want to do now trying to think, how do I want to do this? What color do I want to put around the outside here? I think we're going to go with like a nice soft, warm blue. Actually, no, not a soft, warm blue. What am I saying? We're going to go with a dark, old French ultramarine. We're going to go with a dark French ultramarine with just a hint of black in it. Nice dark French ultramarine with a hint of black. That's how we're going to paint the outside here. And it reminds me of Mr. Bean episode. He got a bunch of different items and used them as color to paint, like ketchup for red grass. For green, you got it. It was really cool when you saw it. I have to take a look at that episode. That sounds like a fun episode. Alright, so I grabbed this black and I'm going to pull in this blue. So this is like my focus time. Oh, Mr. Bean, the animated series. I was definitely much more of a... I loved Mr. Bean. That's like my favorite British TV show. I grew up on Mr. Bean. Are you British? Goat soup? Are you a Brit? Oh yeah, 3D reckoning is definitely a skill. I cannot 3D reckon. I can, actually I can 3D reckon, but I can't, I'm not good at, I wouldn't be able to like keep it in my mind long enough to be able to draw like a hand or something. So I bet there's like 3D reckoning, and then there's like real good, amazing 3D reckoning. And I'm reaching a point right now where I'm kind of just like saying stuff that may or may not make sense, because I'm trying to get this part down. So just a warning, people, as I start to go into the outside, there's a lot of like parts on the outside of this that that require you to be much more accurate. You know what? I shouldn't be using this type of brush. This is not a good brush to be using for this. I need to use like a... I need to be using a filbert. I need to be using a filbert blush. You like the black around the hand, it looks cool. Thank you, thank you. You stare at a blank page until you can see what you want to draw, and then you trace it out. That's pretty, dude, king. That's like, that's an amazing skill. Mr. Bean used cabbage for green. Can I do that? Can I use cabbage for green? I don't have any cabbage. And I wouldn't know how to turn the... I don't know. I don't know if it works like that. When you use cabbage, if I was to use cabbage to paint, would it actually come off? Would cabbage actually come off the way you're saying it? Is it possible for you? Oh, yeah, okay. Is it possible for you to do that? Yeah, I don't know. Honestly. I don't know if that's how it works, really. Like, I think if you use like cherries, or if you use like strawberries, something with a very strong color, but I feel like cabbage doesn't have enough pigment in it. Ah, that's a good word, pigment. There's your vocabulary word. Cabbage does not have enough pigment. So I switched up my brush. This is a filbert, and filberts is what I should have used in the first place, because that's what you use to carve out lines like that, because it's got like a rounded tip, so it allows you to create these edges around. Okay. I've dropped my essay. You thought that's just how you draw things? When I draw things, I always have a reference. I'm not just drawing this from my mind. I mean, some things I draw, it depends on a project. I usually, I may or may not use a reference. Depends. If it's abstract, I'll try to figure it out first. But if it's like a human hand or something like that, like this is, I don't know if you know this. I think I showed it earlier. I've showed it a few times, but I'm using a book, a drawing book called the Berg's Studies to do this. This isn't something of my own doing. I didn't come up with this hand myself. Wild lettuce has purple berries that make good ink. So I think Megami has finally gone to sleep. Look what happened, everybody. We made her so bored that she has gone to sleep. And let's see. Should I use my right hand? I don't know. Let's go. There we go. I'm actually using my left hand, people. Just got to be extra careful. Actually, you know what? This section doesn't have to be too precious. Mainly because the arm just doesn't need to be that precious. You brute forcing the hard way again. Yeah, you got a bad habit. Got a nice chatting. Hey, yeah, thank you. Take care, Goat. You have a great night, all right? And Isaac, you got to go too. Take care, dude. Take care, Isaac. Do good things. Do big, great things. Go live and prosper. Go forth and prosper. Kat, welcome back. You alright?
My back is stiff from sitting in a chair outside. Wasn't very comfortable. It's that big wicker one I used to have on the porch.
Oh, I didn't even know that was still out there.
Yeah.
No one took it?
Yeah, it's in the back there.
Alright.
At least not when I'm around.
Time to clean off this brush. Yeah, I think if you're imagining things and then you draw it, you really are brute forcing it, in my opinion. I mean, you know, again, it depends. Like, you know, if you're doing something abstract or if you're trying to, like, you know, yeah, I mean, it's a skill. In my opinion, it's a very tough to do skill. It's not impossible, but you know, things are way easier when you can be just looking at a reference. But you know, it's also like if you do something thousands, millions of times, I don't know if anyone's done anything millions of times. I guess in our lifetime we take millions of steps, but if you've done something millions of times, I'm sure, you know, you become good at it, or you just have some special ability. It's a talent you got, you know? That is a gift. The ability to turn things in your mind and to be able to draw them. Yeah. That is a creative gift.
Good. So, that apartment downstairs has been rented.
Okay.
Installing a new sink. It looks really good.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was curious what it rented for. I didn't think to call them. I was like, I don't want to keep it here. Ooh.
All right, here we go. Let's get into this finger space. What's up with Fern? What does she want? Huh?
I don't know, but I want to pick her up. Feel her body. Come here. Come to me. Come away. Fern, stop. Nope. Okay.
Okay. This arm, and let me get some of these shadows in. blend in some of these shadows. Shadow definitely needs to be way darker.
Listen, come on. Head nod? Head nod.
You say eggnog?
Head nod.
Head nod. What's up, PTP? Emma, I think, right? That's Emma. So blink millions of times, probably do it rapidly, never becomes a stop motion. Yeah, that's true. Everybody does become a stop motion when you blink really rapidly, a lot. It's kind of a cool effect, right? So here we go. We're gonna go push into the arms up here, and then what's up, Emma? How are you? What's going on with you these days? So right now I'm just working some of these shadows into this arm. And here we go. So
Look, would you like a bed? No?
says no. He doesn't even know what he's missing. And here we go. Let's keep molding, transforming this space here. This part is the fun part, right? We're getting to the crunch part of this, where we start to finalize some of these details.
You want a bed?
And your type of kid, you're weird. Thank you. Continue running backwards to the playground. True story. Well, good. That's the way kids should be. Honestly, really thinking about it, that's probably the only normal kid that if they're gonna choose to run backwards, they're just gonna keep doing it because that's what kids do. It's the weird kid that has been molded by society and told that they shouldn't do things because it's weird. That's the weird kid, because that kid has lost their uniqueness. They have lost their power of choice. They have given it up. have given up their power to choose what they want to do and be. So, working on some of the finer details here, and this is where it can get, where you can really start to separate the extra effort, where the extra effort can really start to shine through. You know what we're gonna do? Probably don't know what we're gonna do, but we are going to create a red napkin. So let's see. Call the biddable ones normal. So let's go with this red napkin here, and let's start to create the shadows for the red napkin. Is this red? Yeah, it's red. Okay, cool. I still got some red here. And let's go like this. Each part of the red is going to have a shadow. You call them biddable? Biddable. Like people that the society wants to bid on for work. Is that what you mean there? Thanks. Yeah, it's a really dark blue black. Really dark blue black. Thank you. Yeah, I'm working with the what are they called? Caravaggio effects, or there's another word, Caravaggio. There's an effect. There's a name for this effect that if you paint really light against really dark, it has this, there's this like effect that happens. I forget the name of it. It's like Caravaggio or something like that. And that's what we're going for, is this this effect. So that is not a cucumber. Hey, did you later? DYL, what's going on? Yes, this is not a cucumber. It started off as a cucumber, but then it became a Hulk arm. Can you believe that? Can you believe how much this has changed in just a few moments you were gone? I need this to be a really dark red, so I'm actually going to mix this red, some of the green. Let's go with the blue. We're going to create a very dark shadow here. What does that do as their bid? They keep your head down types. Yeah, I hear you. Those are the ones that get bid on. The ones that people want. Society wants them to do as they were told. I get it. Yeah. Okay. WOM. And let's go. Clean off this brush a little bit. Actually, we need another. Even the Hulk bleeds red. I don't know that for a fact, but that would be an interesting question. What color, if the Hulk was the bleed, which it's impossible for him to bleed, I think. I guess he bleeds red, right? I guess the Hulk bleeds, doesn't he? If I had to bet on whether the Hulk bleeds, I think I would say yes, he bleeds. Fern, hey. And here we go. So there needs to be a shadow in here as well. And let's get into this. And let's see, so this. Okay. Clean off this brush. So you describe it. And let's keep going here. So I'm gonna tighten up some of the details on the hand now. That's what our goal is. Tighten up the details on the hand. You know what we gotta do? We're gonna put on some nail polish. Let's throw on some nail polish here. So this top piece, it's gonna have a pink nail, and this one is also gonna have a pink nail. And this other one's gonna have a pink nail. And then this is also gonna be a pink nail. But you know what? Before I get this nail, I wanna, you know what? I'm gonna leave the thumb like this. It's a really big thumbnail, but it's not quite pink enough, so I'm gonna eventually adjust that. But for now, we've got a nice arm going. Type O Negative by Green Man. Is that a song? Is Type O Negative a song? I think there's a band, isn't it? I think there's a band called Type O Negative. What do you say, Kat?
You never know.
Never know what?
There could be a band like that. I mean, I haven't heard the name, but it would make a good name for a band.
Yeah, I feel like I've heard of a band called Type O Negative. Green Man is the song. The name of the song is called Green Man. Alright, so we're going to take this green. We're going to come into here. Nice dark green. Let's get a dark green here.
gonna take a dinner break?
Am I gonna take a dinner break? Yeah, we could take a dinner break. In a few, not right now. I need a minute. In a few minutes. Maybe like 15 minutes. Time for a dinner break in about. Alright, so just FYI everybody, we're probably gonna take a break in 15 minutes or so. Heaviest bands you know, you'd have to listen to Gojira to go heavier. That's a French metal band with lyrically... Alright, Type O Negative. I think I've heard of Type O Negative.
Is they a French metal band?
Yeah.
In the 80s?
Let's go. And Ben is that themselves also like has a big heavy sound. I mean that would make sense. I saw Godzilla -1 last night, just in case anybody's wondering. You know what? Now is a good time. Let's go with some yellow highlights now. Let's go with some nice yellow highlights. Let's play with some yellow highlights. We're gonna go with our lemon yellow. Finally get to use some of my Williamsburg colors. Use some really expensive paints I got as a gift. Thank you, Melissa, if you're watching. It's a great color because it's like white. It's like a white yellow. So you know, if you're looking for something super highlight,
It's a Williamsburg color?
yeah.
That's cool. It's like the Hulk.
Yeah. So if you're looking for like a good highlight color,
Is he bleeding over here?
no, that's just a. That is just a.
Oh, I see. I'm picking that up. Okay, okay. You could make it creepy then.
Huh?
You could make it creepy.
I don't want to make it creepy. I don't want to make it creepy. It's not supposed to be creepy.
Okay, well then don't.
I won't.
It'll be fun.
I don't want to make it creepy.
Okay, well don't. Just give it a room.
Just because it's green doesn't mean it's creepy.
It's not what I meant. I thought that was a word there. Cool.
Looks really good. You're back. Wow, go. You're back. That's cool. All right. I appreciate you being back here. So let's go. So we're going to start rounding out some of the shapes here. And we're going to be using a highlight. using this like this pale yellow highlight that we have as our color to create an effect. Notice you have a beautiful home. Yeah, thank you. Yeah. This is our humble abode, our little apartment that hopefully one day we can upgrade from. But for now, it does the job of acting as a studio / place to sleep. But you know what? I do. You know, I find it interesting because now that you're saying that. You know, you're saying that you have a nice home, and you know, I'm kind of like, in a sense, saying that it's not good enough. But you know, it kind of makes me check myself briefly, like, you know, why do I think that? You know, I mean, I know why. I'm not gonna explain exactly why, but you know, I do feel very fortunate. Yes. So I don't really know if this pale yellow is working for me. I think it might be too pale. This brush is getting a lot of work. I really should only be using this for like the fingers and stuff. Let me pull out a green. This yellow is a little too pale. I mean, it's a great color, and I love how it spreads so easy, but it's a little too pale for me. I really wanted this to be mostly along the spectrum of like green / yellow. And the paleness is kind of not working. It's a little too much. I'm gonna switch up my brush a bit. I need a good brush that will spread this color nice. This might work. Yeah, I think this will be a good brush. So spread some of this yellow. Yeah, all right. There we go. I actually like the way this, even though it's like yellow, I like the way it shows up on this green. Showing up nicely. And here we go. We'll pull out some of this pale. And the yellow makes it pop. Yeah. We started the custom, but you lean a little more towards Little Nicky. My TV just blew up. You're damn right it did. The place is nice. You better believe it. You know, well, the thing is, so King, accepting compliments, like, the reason why I said the house, the home thing is because, like, I like this place, but not everyone does. So I've been having a lot of words in my head telling me that we need a new place. So some recent activities have made me think. So I accept the compliment, but you know, I'm reacting based off of recent events. Some recent things that have happened. So that's why I didn't accept that as a compliment, even though I totally could have and should have. I don't know why. But it sounds like you're saying that from other situations as well. Like maybe I haven't taken compliments previously too. I could totally see that. Let's go in on this piece. You give this a bit more roundness, a bit more curvature. Yes, thank you. I'm very lucky. Nobody stands in their power. That's true. I really should stand in my power, right? Okay, you hear that? Nobody stands in their power. You should stand in your power. I agree. I have not been doing that as much lately, for sure. So creating a bit of roundness. And form here. And there's a couple things I need to update around the finger. Stand in my power, that's beautiful. So King, Goat Soup Official says, stand in your power, that's beautiful. Goat Soup Official really likes that quote. Really likes that. Stand in your power. That's a good one. Yay. really don't understand this shadow. So this shadow comes up here and it really curves around really steeply, which means this needs to come right around here. And then we're going to go a little bit into here, blend in. Shadow doesn't need to be that dark. And let's see. Yeah, I think that's looking a little better. Creates a natural like form change in the hand. And there we go. Try it. You'll find that I can do more. Imagine 8 billion demigods gardening the earth. That's actually pretty neat. 8 billion demigods. I can see where you're going with this. Isn't that, aren't we all demigods? Is that what you're getting at? We're all demigods? Definitely a powerful idea. Let's go here. I've been seeing a lot of amazing art lately that just pop up on my on my news feed, and it's inspiring. So who knows? When have we tried to be? Yeah, I get, that's a good point. But if everybody's a demigod, here's the philosophical question: if everybody's a demigod, then is everybody really a demigod?
Mm.
I think that's an important question to answer, to consider. Food for thought, right? Like, if everybody's a demigod, then who's... Not trying to, trying to ruin your thunder there, but just a question. Because if you can answer that, then... if you can actually answer that, that's got a powerful idea there. Alright, I'm going to do a little bit more to get in some of the tighter spaces, but pretty much, we're almost done here actually. Instead of find your tribe, find your pantheon. Dude, King, you gotta start your own brand, dude. That's some powerful stuff you're coming up right now with right now. Some evocative messaging you've got. And here we go. So rounding this out, and I'm gonna go in again with some darker value and tighten this up with the shadow. Let's see this. This is going to go right up into this. Well, you're ordained from dudism. All right. You have been ordained. How do you get ordained from dudism? Who would I go to do that? So, Goat Soup Official asks why I chose green. That's a good question. I chose green because I haven't been done a hand in green yet. I like to change up the colors of these hands. So it's just that I hadn't done it yet. So I felt like I should. Yeah, it's just one of those things. I hadn't worked in green in quite a while. I've kind of been avoiding it because I think like green can turn out really ugly if it's not done right. I don't really like the color green that much also. So I've been avoiding it, and then part of me thinks like, hey, you know, don't avoid it. Lean into your power. So recognize that you can perform at weddings and such. You can perform at weddings. Do you actually need the state to approve of dudism? Or I feel like that could just be your friend has to approve of dudism. In order to do weddings. And we're going to get a nice dark green shadow. Bring in our blue, black, green. And then we need to tighten up this area right here. And here we go. So let's go ahead and do a little close up here. I think we're done on this. It's time to juice it up, to spice it up. So we're gonna get crazy with this. You know, once I yeah, no, I'll be ready to eat in a minute. I want to just juice this up a little bit though. So give everyone a close-up view of this before we make it more fun and then take a break. So anybody who wants a close-up, here's the close-up. So you can see what it looks like from this angle. And from here, we're gonna go have some fun. Let's have some fun while we're painting, right? Not everything needs to be all tight and pretty. It's not what I like to do. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go hot and heavy in this baby. I'm gonna use this brush. Let's use this brush. This looks like a good brush for going in hot and heavy. So let's go. Yeah, preach. Preach if you have to. Preach if you feel the need. All right, let's just test this color real quick. So we're going nice and hot with this. So this is just me starting to put in the extra effect. Have I ever done abstract art? Yeah, I just did an abstract piece yesterday. You should hold on. Let me finish this real quick, and then I'm gonna share some of my abstract pieces. Need to finish this. Go hot and heavy with this. Let's throw in some of this pale yellow. I'm going to put this in an area around the arm.
I'm gonna eat.
All right, prepare that food.
Prepare. Eat it.
Grab some of this pale yellow and pop that around like so. Just make this more interesting. Now let's go into, we're going to go with the light green here. Pop this green in. We're going to go come down like boom, 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 boom. Got to make these noises, otherwise it's not the same. Delicious. You could leverage that in a local office probably. You could definitely leverage a lot of things in a local office.
Hey.
Are you planning on running? Do I have a future politician in this room? You plan on running, King? What I like about doing this is it creates movement across the hand. Here we go. And in some parts you can barely see it, but just enough to kind of create some interest. In this area, I go in, fix up some of the yellow because fix up some of the yellow. I don't know why. Oh yeah, fix up some of the yellow because I felt like it was a little too harsh. So let's go like that, and then we're gonna pop some. What's up, Blue Wing? Why would you call your viewers cheap? That's not who wants cheap viewers. Like I know you're trying to sell something, but is that a thing? Is that a thing people do, is buy cheap viewers? You know what? We're gonna put a little bit of red into this too. Throw in some of our pink. And now we've made it popped, and I think we're done. We are finished. I'm trying to think of what else we can do here. Let's add a little touch here. I'm gonna go boom, 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 boom. And you know what? We're gonna give this little tattoo. We're gonna say King Goat as a special thank you for King and Goat here. I'm gonna give it a little tattoo, a very small tattoo. I'm not gonna, make it too obvious. We're gonna give this a little tattoo just to say thanks for being around here. For King and Goat Soup Official, who have been here since the beginning of time. So hold on, let's see. King Goat. Let's find a good brush for this. The right brush. Not just a good brush, the right brush. No, we're just gonna use that same brush that I was just using. I like it. Alright, what's a good color? I think red's a good color for what we're about to King Goat. Let's see. Gonna hide the word king. Not really hide, but stick it in here somewhere.
Hi.
Alright, so I put King. Actually, let me give this, and then I'm going to give that a little bit more, some yellow, just to make it pop a bit. Okay.
Hi.
There you go. You can see that, right? King. The word king right there, and then goat. Let's see. I haven't put goat yet, but where do we want to pop in the goat here? I'm going to pop in the word goat in this little thing right here. People will be like, what's goat? All right, and I will do a quick share, but I want to put everything up first real quick. I'm gonna wrap this all up before I show everybody, before I give everybody a close-up view of some of the special thanks. I can't see if anybody's still in my TikTok live. Yeah, I mean, it'll be painted in history, especially if, you know, if either A, this stream lasts forever, for eternity, if it's, you know, because it is on YouTube, or if this ends up going into museums. So, if you have a local museum that you know that would support an artist such as myself, anybody, definitely feel free to send a recommendation or a referral. All it takes is a word from somebody you know. Yeah, here we go. So, got the hand here. Got goat up here.
Oh.
And then king down here. Some little fun things to discover for anybody that sees this in the future. Wow, it took me 2 hours and 20 minutes to do this one. It took longer because technically my stream ended early. It had messed up, so I had to restart it. But all right, Goat. Well, you take care, and thanks for being here for the amount of time that you did. And we'll go ahead and have a good night, everybody. Take care. Thanks for being around. Thanks for being you. Realizes they're people. Well, you know what, King? Definitely keep pushing those ideas, and let me know. Look forward to reading your book on it when you do. And take care, everybody. Thanks for being around, King. Look forward to hearing more of your jokes in the future.